On October 13, 1972, a flight carrying 45 passengers left Montevideo, Uruguay, heading for Santiago, Chile. But what should have been a routine trip turned into one of the most harrowing survival stories in aviation history. Stranded in the Andes for 72 days, the survivors faced unimaginable challenges, freezing temperatures, starvation, and life-or-death decisions. This is the story of Flight 571, a tale of courage, resilience, and the extraordinary will to live. Stay tuned to uncover every chilling detail of this incredible journey. Flight 571 was no ordinary trip. The passengers were members of the Old Christians Club, a rugby team from Montevideo, along with their friends and family. They were traveling to Chile for a friendly match, a journey filled with excitement and anticipation. The chartered Fairchild FH-227D, a twin-engine turboprop, wasn't built for high-altitude flights, but the experienced crew planned to navigate through the Andes using the Pass of Planchon, a lower-altitude route. Spirits were high as the team chatted and joked, completely unaware of the tragedy that awaited them. As the aircraft approached the Andes, thick clouds blanketed the mountains, making visibility nearly impossible. The pilots, Colonel Julio Cesar Ferradas and Lieutenant Colonel Dante Hector Laguerra, relied on instruments and calculations to navigate the treacherous terrain. Believing they had cleared the mountains, the pilots began their descent too early. At 3:34 p.m., disaster struck. The plane clipped a peak, tearing off its wings. Moments later, the tail section broke away, and the fuselage careened down a snow-covered slope. 12 people died instantly, including the pilot and several passengers. Survivors were left injured, dazed, and stranded in a remote valley surrounded by towering, icy peaks. The survivors were at 12,000 feet, with temperatures plunging below freezing at night. They had no winter clothing, no emergency supplies, and no way to contact the outside world. Their only shelter was the broken fuselage, where they huddled together to keep warm. Food supplies were limited to a few chocolate bars, snacks, and bottles of wine. Each day brought new challenges, injuries, freezing temperatures, and the psychological toll of their situation. The group's hopes rose when they spotted planes overhead, but the white fuselage blended into the snow, making them invisible. On the 8th day, the search was officially called off, and the survivors were presumed dead. As days turned into weeks, starvation loomed. With no animals, plants, or other food sources in sight, the survivors faced an unthinkable choice. Could they consume the bodies of their deceased friends to survive? After days of agonizing deliberation, they made the grim decision to use the bodies as sustenance. Survivor Nando Paradu later reflected, "It was not a decision made lightly. It was a matter of survival, and we had to overcome our humanity to live." Just when they thought things couldn't get worse, an avalanche struck on October 29th, burying the fuselage and killing 8 more people. The remaining survivors spent 3 days digging themselves out of the snow. By December, after nearly 2 months of isolation, Nando Paradu and Roberto Canessa decided they had to act. They embarked on a grueling trek through the Andes, armed with only makeshift supplies and the sheer will to survive. For 10 days, they climbed treacherous peaks, enduring freezing winds, thin air, and exhaustion. On December 20th, they encountered Chilean herdsman Sergio Catalan, who gave them food and water before alerting authorities. On December 22nd, helicopters arrived at the crash site to rescue the remaining survivors. After 72 days in the Andes, 16 of the original 45 passengers had defied all odds to make it out alive. The story of Flight 571 made headlines around the world. While the survivors' decision to consume human flesh sparked controversy, their resilience and determination inspired millions. Books, documentaries, and films captured their incredible story, ensuring it would never be forgotten. Survivor accounts, like Nando Parado's memoir Miracle in the Andes, provide a deeply personal perspective on the ordeal. Today, the story of Flight 571 stands as a testament to the strength of the human spirit. It reminds us of our capacity for survival, even in the face of unimaginable adversity. Thank you for joining us on this journey into one of the most extraordinary survival stories in history. What would you have done in their place? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found the story as compelling as we did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more incredible tales from the world of aviation. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.